Why is the narcissist always so angry? You hear this question a lot, don't you? It's like their sword is drawn all the time, isn't it? They're ready for battle. I could never go through life that way. But many narcissists do. Many, many, many of them do. Especially if you are the villain to their hero, victim, or martyr that they see themselves as with you, right? They're going to have their sword drawn to you constantly because you are the villain in their story. And okay, let's break it down. One of the things that drives them to this anger where they're like spitting nails is jealousy. Jealousy of what others have will kill them, bother them, keep them up at night. And I'm calling it like I see it. I am calling it like I see it. Because you shouldn't have all that. They shouldn't have all that. Why do they have all that? Meanwhile, it's nothing to do with the narcissist. They're just mad that you have it. They're mad because somebody's trying to talk to them about something they did wrong to them, but nothing is their fault ever. So again, they're going to draw their sword and they're going to fight with you and scream, yell, holler, flip out, not listen to what you have to say, give you word salad, double talk you, never admit anything. Why? Because they are filled with self-loathing. They will never take blame. We've talked a lot about that. Look that up. So they're going to get angry at you if you dare try to discuss anything with them that they might have done wrong, or you're trying to point something out to them that they hurt you. How dare you? How dare us bring up something that they did wrong? That's going to anger them. So they always seem so angry because in their life, there's a lot of people bringing up things that they did wrong. Unless it's the people they have snowed into thinking there's something good and magnanimous. But the people that they've wronged, to whom they have indeed been the villain, now they're going to make others think that all of these people they've wronged are the villain. So in order to do that, we are always the villains, going to see them as the villains they are. That's going to make them angry. They don't see themselves as a villain. They see themselves as the hero, victim, or martyr. How dare you insinuate that they did something wrong? How dare you insinuate that they should take responsibility here, be sorrowful, be remorseful, have a conscience, look at it twice. They will stand by their stories and get angry if you don't believe their stories. And everything is somebody else's fault, or circumstances' fault, I know somebody who, they didn't go to college, okay, which no big deal. Not everyone goes to college. I had friends from high school that went to hairdressing school. Some became carpenters. Some have a trade. Some are artists. Some went to college. College isn't for everybody. Okay. So own that. I know people that didn't go to college and they own it. They're like, yeah, I wanted to, but I never got there, but I would have liked that. Or college wasn't for me. I hated school. I couldn't wait to get out of high school. But they've done great for themselves. Great for themselves. Who cares, right? Did you ever hear? I know one person who it bothers them to this day that they didn't have the chops to go to college. They just didn't have it. Because I regard college as the one thing that we all have in common is we sat in the seat for 4 years and did the work. Okay? We had the determination. We had the discipline it took. Okay? We had a job to pay for it. If it's in my case, we had to pay for our own college in my family. So you did the work. If this person that I'm thinking of didn't have the chops, so what do? Whenever they tell a college story, they blame it on something. Oh yeah, I heard them. Oh yeah, I was in a car accident, so I had to drop out, and then I just never went back. You flunked out! That's the truth. And you hated it, and you didn't have the chops to sit there, but you can't admit it. So you're angry when anybody brings that up. You're going to flip out. I had a car accident. Did you really? Is that what happened? And they get angry. Why? Because you're calling out their truth, and it's an ugly truth, and they don't want to hear it. Rather than admit it. They are always angry, always so angry about everything. So that particular story, when that topic comes up, oh, it's sensitive, and their sword is drawn. And they're ready to state their case. Rather than just say, you know what? I was lazy, I hated school, I didn't want to go to college. And this person did fine financially in life. It seems that way. But for some reason, it makes them angry that everybody else around them went to college and they didn't. Well, then go. Go finish. Show that you have the discipline. It takes sacrifice to sit there for 4 years. This person couldn't do it, and they're angry at everybody else because of it. And they're going to blame circumstances, and they're going to blame everything, not just take it in. They're angry all the time because no matter what comes up, they find themselves trying to explain their way out of it. And it sounds asinine, makes no sense, and has no logic. So when you, as the receiver of the story, challenge it in any way, innocently, you might be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. You got into that car accident way before. You weren't injured. What do you mean it stopped you from going to college? I had 17 car accidents by the time I was 17, you guys. That's a true story. I did. Renee Flamon, bad driver. 17 by the age of 17. So I don't blame things on that. Like, how can you blame it and get angry if somebody's challenging your story and saying, wait a minute, that doesn't make it, I'm telling you what? And they're angry. They're always angry. They're full of self-loathing. They don't want you to see their truth. And if you dare to see their truth, they're going to flip out. Because you're making them look at the truth of themselves. Look at the truth. They don't want to see their truth, especially if it's ugly, especially if it indicates they have no discipline or they were too lazy to go to college, to use that one as an example. They're not going to say that. They're not going to admit that, right? They're not. I always wanted to go to law school. I didn't for many reasons, but I don't sit there and make up a reason why I didn't, right? So I can't understand how they go through life that way. That is still a question that I have, because if they made peace and were honest and more open and accepting of the truth around them, they wouldn't be so angry. They get angry at us because, God forbid, we challenge or question what they're saying. But when you talk in malarkey, you're going to get challenged. And then that's what makes them angry. So they're always angry because they're always challenged, because they're always talking malarkey. Don't talk malarkey. Or they're always angry because they're always challenged because they're being mean to someone. Or they're always angry because they're always challenged because somebody called them out on disrespecting someone or behaving incorrectly. Well, get it together then. They won't. They're right in their mind, and they're going to go through life at war with their sword drawn to anyone that challenges them in any way. And they are, and they do, and they sound angry, they seem angry. You see it. You see it in their body language, especially if someone is around them who they regard as the villain to their hero, victim, or martyr mentality that they have about themselves. They live life angry, you guys. I don't want you thinking of the narcissist as blissful. There's no way. Anyone that's in their past, any broken relationships, I don't really think about anything that's been broken unless it's in a clinical way and what I've learned from it. But they are carrying that. They're carrying it like this, going through life like this. And every single person that they break the relationship is more. Until they're finally this old person alone on an island by themselves getting a hip replacement and no one's there to help them. Why? Because you have a trail of brokenness. Because you've been angry at everybody for 50 years. Don't take it on yourself, you guys. That is their dysfunction. That is their disorder that makes them angry all the time. You didn't do anything. There's nothing that you could have done better, could have done less, could have done quieter, could have been nicer. Maybe I was a nag. No. They are always angry, and they always will be. And even though the impression of themselves to others that they like to give is that they are this grandiose, magnanimous person, deep down inside, we all know they have tremendous self-loathing. So if you challenge anything they say, they could say this cup is green. It's not. It's gray and white. If they say and they're going to get angry. They can't just go, oh, really? Like, for example, me and my brother, if we disagree, it sounds like this. Oh, really? Is that how you see that? Oh, see, I look at it in a different way. And sometimes he changes my mind. Oftentimes he changes my mind. He's very logical. Sometimes within 2 minutes, I'll do a complete 180 and I'll be like, oh, I never saw it that way. A narcissist never. It doesn't matter how much sense you make. If you are refuting something they say, challenging something they say, questioning something they say, or pointing out something they did wrong, they're going to be angry. And those things that I just listed happen often with a narcissist because they go through life lying, causing trouble, devaluing people, disrespecting. So somebody is always going to go, hey, what are you doing? Boom, they're angry. You guys, don't take it personally. It's their dysfunction.